Why would Iran pay criminals to burn down a synagogue in Melbourne and a cafe in Sydney?
ASIO now assesses the Iranian government directed at least 2 and likely more attacks on Jewish interests in Australia.
These were extraordinary and dangerous acts of aggression orchestrated by a foreign nation on Australian soil.
Seems like it doesn't make sense, right? But this is precisely the sort of thing that intelligence agencies in other Western countries have accused Iran of doing before. Not just attacking Jewish targets, but harassing journalists who work for Iranian language news agencies, or dissidents who are critical of the Iranian regime, but also surveilling prominent Jewish business people or businesses owned by Israelis or Israeli diplomats and Israeli diplomatic buildings. These are all the kind of things that the Islamic Republic is accused of using criminal networks to target, kind of destabilizing, threatening and intimidating activities that spread Iran's range throughout the world further than its military and diplomatic reach. Iran is not very strong in those areas. Decades of sanctions have left its military and economy badly underdeveloped, and it doesn't have that many friends it can call upon either to help it project power and strength, not just throughout the Middle East, but right across the world, especially as Iranians who are critical of the clerical regime spread out and find their voices and criticize Iran in the wake of things like the woman life freedom protests. So the Iranian government has, in recent years, according to Western intelligence services, used tactics like this to threaten and intimidate people and project its power well beyond its borders. Iran hasn't proven very strong militarily. It's proven particularly weak diplomatically in the face of concerted sanctions and other pressure from Western countries. This is why Iran does these things when it might seem politically counterproductive to do so. Most of the turn in Australian public sentiment has been caused by the conduct of Israel in its war against Hamas in Gaza. Iran, in doing these kind of activities would potentially damage any of the gains it might have made in public opinion. However, that doesn't mean that Iran thinks these things through or thinks about things in that way. There are elements within Iran that simply want to project force and power and be able to threaten and intimidate their enemies abroad, and these are the means that Western intelligence services say they have to do so.